a brand new Let's Play. Yes, a Sims 4 Let's Play. Someone suggested this in the comments of one of my videos, and I looked it up and I thought, actually, this could be a really fun challenge to play. I really wanted to do something story driven because I haven't really done that since Serenity's Tale, and I quite enjoy doing story driven LPs. And though it's kind of story based in my legacy is more sort of gameplay, sort of just doing whatever I want kind of, while kind of following the whole legacy idea, but I kind of wanted to do one that was more story driven. So that's what we're going to be doing with the Sims 14 pregnancy challenge. So here is my sim, and her name is Alex Woodson. I'm pretty sure that's her name, that's what I called her. Let's just check. Yes, her name is Alex Woodson. She is a teen and she is pregnant. Now this challenge was originally for the Sims 3, and the Sims 3 version has a lot more rules because there's a lot more in the Sims 3. For the Sims 4, somebody adapted it, and there aren't many rules, which I like because I don't really like too many rules because I feel like it can ruin the gameplay, and because there's not much to do in the Sims as it is, when there's rules it can sort of restrict what you can and can't do, and it can get a bit repetitive. So I quite like that there aren't really many rules at all, and I'm just going to go ahead and read them out for you now. It was remade for the Sims 4. I'm not sure if anyone's done this officially. Like, I don't think it's on the list of challenges. Like, when you search on Google Sims 4 challenges, I don't think it's on the list. The Sims 3 one is, but when you go on YouTube, someone's actually like started a Let's Play of it, and they are called Simtacular on YouTube, and they started this. The video is the first one when you type in the Sims 14 pregnancy on YouTube, and the rules are: you can't have a job until you're young adults, you must paint, and you can only paint and garden to make money. You must start with 0 simoleons, so I will be getting rid of all that money she has just now. You must have a house that is 5x5 with an add-on bathroom of 2x3. Now my house is a tiny bit bigger than that. Literally it's just one wall more because the roof, this bit of the roof was going through and hanging out, and I just could not have it because it just looked disgusting. I did a speed build of this tiny little micro home, and I will explain to you my whole, idea behind that in just a second when I finish doing the rules. You can't upgrade your house until you're a young adult. You can get married when you become a young adult and have another child, and you can choose to go to school if you want, and that's all the rules. So it's not massively restrictive. You can sort of just do what you want, really. So the house, I'll explain the house, and then I will explain her backstory and everything like that. I'm going to create symmetry her outfit so you can get to know her personality a bit more, because that's something that I really like to do when I start Let's Plays. I give my Sims quite a big personality and lots of backstory and stuff like that because I just think it's super fun. So it is night time. I can make it daytime so that we can see a little bit better. So there's a tiny little traditional house. It is a micro home. I did a speed build of it on the channel because I thought I've never really done like a tiny micro home, so that's what I decided to go with. It is literally just this. It's so small, but she is a teen and she can't really afford a massive house like next door. So the garden, it's overgrown, it's all disgusting. Oh, I put this bush here when I was trying to get her pregnant. And there's a massive heap of old furniture that was, the house was derelict, and there was just all this old crap in it, and she just dumped it all in a corner in the back garden. There's trees and overgrown bushes, and the grass needs mowing, and it's all muddy, and there's rocks, and it just looks really unkempt, and that's kind of what I was going for. And so it doesn't look like she's gone and found herself a really nice house on a nice patch of really nice green mown lawn, and I decided to keep it that way for the build. So I was kind of thinking of the story in my head when I was building this. Oh, I'm moving things, so if I go back into live mode. So her story, should we go into create a sim? Let's let's go into Create a Sim. We will change appearance, even though we're not changing anything, because I love how she looks and I love her style. I created her, not originally, she wasn't even going to be for this, but I made her in Create a Sim like randomly on a whim last night at 12 a.m. and I was like, I love her and I have to use her in a let's play because I just think she is absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe how pretty she was when she came out. This hair is a male hair. So Alex Woodson, she is a teen sim. She was a bit of a teen tearaway in her old home. She didn't really like school. She was going out late, coming home early hours of the morning, drinking, doing all that kind of thing. Her parents weren't really, you know, that proud of her, which is a horrible thing to say, but they weren't, and they weren't really impressed with how she was. You know, she's a free spirit and she likes to do what makes her happy. She's a bit of a hedonist. She doesn't really, if she doesn't if she doesn't have to do something, she won't do it, and if it's something she doesn't like, she won't want to do it, and she'll feel like she doesn't have to do it. And she kind of just goes where life takes her and does what makes her happy. And one day she was out with her friends in a bar that she shouldn't have been because she was a teen, pretending to be 18 plus, which she wasn't. She met a guy at a bar, and you know, they got close and had a, you know, woohoo, and she fell pregnant, and her parents found the pregnancy test in her room, went absolutely crazy, said, who is this guy? And of course she wouldn't tell them because he would get in serious trouble, because he thinks, you know, she's older than she is, and she looks older than she is. So yeah, she told him, of course, that she was pregnant, and she told him, you know, you need to get out of here. Your parents are going to be trying to find you. I've tried to keep your identity a secret, but you know, you never know. They might find out it's you. You know, they could take the baby and do a DNA test. They could do anything to try and find out who it is. You know, she's got pictures of him and everything. They could go through her stuff. So she said to him, you know, get out of here. You could get in serious trouble for this. I'm not really going to tell you why. She didn't want to tell him that she was a teen, but she just said to him, you know, you have a chance to get out of here and not have to deal with this, so take it and run with it. And that's what he did. He didn't decide to stay and, you know, take responsibility for his actions. He ran with it and he went, and you'll see some pictures of him because she's got them next to her bed still, because she did kind of fall in love with him. You know, it was, I guess it was her first love, and unfortunately, you know, this isn't the best situation for her, but she's dealing with it and she's doing quite well for herself on her own. So I will, that's her story. That's her story so far. Here are her outfits. So that's her formal wear, her athletic wear, her sleepwear, her party wear, which I absolutely love. Oh my god, it's just got her style written all over it, and her swimwear. So yeah, that is Alex Woodson, and that is her story, and we are going to jump into the let's play now that we've got, oh, her traits and everything. I nearly forgot, she's a freelance botanist. I never know how to say that word. She really likes nature and, you know, the outdoors, so that's another one of her traits, and she is very creative. And when she ages up, I think I'll give her the jealous traits, because that's what I originally created her as a young adult sim, because as I said, I didn't purposely make a sim for this let's play, and then I made her and I was like, oh my god, I have to use her, and then I aged her down to a teen. So she's kind of tired. She's gonna go to sleep on her own. So yeah, this is her tiny little house. She has a little TV up there in the kitchen area. She sleeps in her little kid's bed. I don't know if these beds are actually made for kids, but the adults can sleep in them, so I assume they're not. But either way, it's new beds, and we really need new beds. She's getting really hungry now. I don't think I'm going to make her go to school, because she never really went to school anyway, and that was one of the reasons her parents were so disappointed. These are the photos of the dad, by the way. You can see him. He was made by Sims by Fairy on the gallery. I will go on the gallery now and show you. Her Sims are just stunning. I absolutely love her Sims. Whenever I need a male Sim, I'm going straight over to Sims by Fairy to go and find a male Sim, because I can't make male Sims and she does it amazingly. So sometimes I change them and make them more adaptable to what I want. But I follow her, so I will go on my gallery. If you ever want to find my origin name, it's always in the description, but it's there as well. It's always a bit slow, so we might have to wait a few minutes, hopefully a few seconds, someone told me that one good way to stop your game lagging is to go offline so the gallery isn't on, and apparently it will stop it. And I've never actually tried it yet, and I might do. I don't really get much lag, but sometimes I get a few, you know, moments where the game needs to catch up. But the gallery is quite slow, I have noticed. Alright, I've gone friends, Sims by Fairy, and view her catalogue. She has the most amazing Sims, and I totally recommend her. She's amazing, so shout out to her because her Sims are gorgeous, and you will see that for yourself when it decides to hurry up. So this is Sims by Fairy. It finally loaded. These are her Sims. They're absolutely beautiful. She doesn't use any CC as well, which I just think is incredible, and that is some massive skill right there because I cannot make Sims this pretty without CC. This is the baby's father, and that's the Sim that I chose to use. I just think her Sims are amazing. I can't get over her skill, but I definitely recommend it, and I follow her, so if you go on my profile you should be able to find her in my friends if you can go on that. I'm not sure if you can actually, but that's her name, and I'll put it in the description so you guys can go in there and look at her Sims if you like. So yeah, that's the baby daddy, and I don't think she's friends with him anymore because he's gone from the world, but she still remembers him. I can't remember what his name was. It's gonna bug me, so I'm gonna go back on there and find his name. Oh, Desmond Beckett was his name. So yeah, she's having his baby, and the only thing that she'll know about her dad is from these pictures and from what his mum tells him or her. So she's getting really hungry now, so let's go ahead and have a fruit salad for breakfast. Nice and healthy, seeing as we are pregnant. I'm not going to have her go to school. Walking into school is probably bad enough for her, let alone walking in pregnant as well. So she just acquired the cooking skill. She wants to light a bonfire and weed a plant. I am going to have her go out and find some stuff to plant down. Of course, when we start digging up that garden that is such a state, so that she can start gardening, because that is the only way that we can make money in the rules is through gardening and painting. I'm not sure, that obviously that must change when she turns to a young adult, because at that point surely she can get a job. I don't see why not, but I don't know, it might be in the comments somewhere, someone might have asked. So there we go, she's got her little fruit salad. She's going to sit on her bed and watch her tiny TV from her kitchen shelf. And then I think we will go out and it's not going to have a pregnant moodlet because it's the mod is so broken, it's unreal, it's absolutely terrible. I literally had to put it in just to get her pregnant, because for some reason before, when I did it with Dakota in my Land and Legacy, I could turn her into a young adult, make her try for a baby, and then turn her back down to a teen again. But in some update they must have taken that off, because now when you go into create a sim with a pregnant sim, you can't alter the age anymore. So that's one way you can't do it that way anymore. I'll leave a link to the mod in the description, but I do not recommend it. I do not recommend it at all. Literally, I'd only put it in your game to make your sim pregnant and take it straight out again, because it will glitch out as hell. It's really behind, it's not been updated for all the different patches, so it doesn't really work. Your Sims, oh god, someone's angry. What was his name again? Yeah, Dominic. He's super angry. But yeah, it hasn't been updated since like July 2015, so there's so many patches behind, and your Sims can't fulfill any actions, and they just stand there glitch looking from side to side, smiling and not doing anything, and you have to keep resetting them. And it took me so long just to get them to woohoo, and then they don't actually go to the bed and woohoo, so you don't know whether they've actually tried for a baby yet or not. So the only way to tell is when they start like pretending to be sick and stuff like that. And it's a terrible mod. And unless you want to break your game massively, I don't recommend putting it in your game. No, don't go to school. Don't go to school. Don't. Thank you. I don't recommend putting it in a game. But if you do want to do something like I've done, just put it in, get yourself pregnant, and take it out again. It's fine for that, because it does do the job in that sense, but not how you would like so much. I'm gonna have to use the toilet and brush her teeth. and even take a shower as well. Just get her needs up all the way full, so then we can go out, because while she's pregnant they'll decrease really quickly. There's some stuff that we can dig around here. Surely there's, you know, we're allowed to dig to make money and sell it. Surely. Probably not, actually. I don't know. I'll have to read the comments and see, because that could count as gardening, I guess. Kind of, not really. Harvesting wood. Harvesting things around wood, I guess. But yeah, so there is another way to make pregnant teens, is to go onto the gallery and actually find pregnant teens. There are so many on there. I obviously didn't do this beforehand because I didn't know that I was going to be using her for that. Oh, my gallery's gone online. I would go on and find them, but literally if you just type, I'm not going to answer my phone either. If you go onto the gallery and type in pregnant teen, there are so many on there, and you can just make the sim look like you want, and you've got yourself a pregnant teen. Of course, you won't know who the father is or what your baby's going to look like, but it wouldn't make any difference if you did it with the mod, because even with the mod, the baby doesn't come out looking like the mum or dad. You just get a randomly generated baby, and which is another downfall to it. I might even do a review on it at some point. I'm just going to get her fun up real quick. You see, yeah, the baby comes out randomly generated. This is another thing I learned from my Land and Legacy. It doesn't come out looking like the mother or father at all. It just comes out randomly. So you have to kind of go into create a sim, get the parents, and generate another child that is genetically both the parents. So that's probably what I'll do when the baby becomes a child, and then you get it actually like with their genetics and stuff, which is awesome. So it is a bit of a faff to do technically. If you do want to do this in your own games, I might make a video on how to make pregnant teens, and you know how to, you know, do the whole thing, because it is quite a popular thing for some reason. I don't know why, but teen pregnancy in The Sims 4 is quite popular. I don't know if it's because it's something you can't do, so people like to see it, but either way, it was quite requested, and I thought it would be a fun little story game to play. So I don't know how long this is gonna take for her to not be bored anymore. I guess because it's a crap TV, but she's getting hungry real quick. So I'm gonna find some stuff to go and harvest. We'll harvest these. We've got some onions. I am gonna dig these, even though I don't know if we're allowed to sell them. Even if we're not allowed to sell them, I'll dig them anyway and just put them in the household inventory until I know for sure that we're allowed to use that to make money, because I think it is literally only gardening and painting, but technically harvesting plants is gardening, because you would do that in your own garden anyway. But I can never turn down some collectibles, because I love collecting things. In The Sims 4, it's super fun, and I'm glad that teens can do it. Also, she is on the gallery if you guys want to go ahead and download her. All her CC isn't linked, but if there's that much demand for the CC, I will go ahead and make a Tumblr page, so you can all go and download all of her CC and have her look exactly how she looks in my game. Or you can just download her and, you know, recreate her using non-CC. I'd love to see how she looks with all base game stuff. You know what I mean, just all Sims 4 like Max's stuff and no custom content. I think that would be interesting. So if you do that, send me screenshots on Twitter or email them to me or something, because I'd love to see, and you could get a shout out in my video. If you have any Sims that you'd like to have, you know, throughout the story in my game, use the hashtag LMSLP when you're uploading the Sims to the gallery, and I will place them in my neighborhood, because I haven't customized the neighborhood or anything. I haven't added any extra lots or done any of that yet. So if you guys want some of your Sims to feature in my Let's Play and be little townies, you can go ahead and do that, and just let me know when you have. I always go and check and nobody's really done it. I'll put it in the description as well, so that you guys can find it whenever you want to upload your Sims. Her Lego looks really weird like that. And you can have your Sims around in town, because I'd love to get you guys more involved in my Let's Plays. You always leave amazing suggestions as it is. You guys are amazing for that, so it would be cool to have your little characters around too with their little backstories. Leave them like a tiny little story. It doesn't have to be amazing. I don't know, just say, well, oh, free food. Oh, it's gone green. Oh, okay, we don't want that. I still need to get rid of her money as well, so let's make sure we don't sell anything before we get rid of all our money. I might do that now real quick. Testing cheats. True. Money. 0. There we go. So we gotta try and pay the bills at some point, because we actually do have a house and everything. So our bills are gonna be a couple hundred, I can assume, just by how expensive Sims 4 bills are in this game. But I guess bills are expensive in real life, which is a shame. Maybe he likes to pay bills. Right, I think that'll be all for now. I don't think there's much else. Oh, there's strawberries right next to our house. That's brilliant. We haven't even need to plant anything yet. We've got some strawberries right next to where we live. And some more stuff to dig here. I'm not going to dig for treasure, because if I find out we can sell the stuff we've collected, I'm going to sell the maps, because they're actually worth quite a lot, the treasure maps. And there's also a garden near here. I'm not sure if it's our plot or the next one over. But there's one with a house and with a garden behind it. And it's got all this cool stuff to find. Okay, let's do these last few bits, because she's getting hungry. Another irritating thing about not having the moodlet here is we have no idea what trimester she's in. So I will have absolutely no idea when she's going to give birth. No idea whatsoever. It will just happen at some point. I don't even think their stomachs get bigger. They just have the baby. It kind of ruins it, to be honest, but it's okay. We will deal with it. We'll have a quick meal of yogurt. And we've got quite a few things here. Got onions, strawberries, and all of that we can sell. I want to plant roses for sure, but I'm not going to plant anything until she started dealing with this garden. So every time we come back to this Let's Play, so part 2, part 3, part 4, some of this, will be gone, because obviously in the game really you can't mow the lawn or do the garden and get rid of weeds, but off camera I'll remove some of it, and we'll pretend that she's gradually doing the garden, and we will make space for a proper garden where we'll grow vegetables and all of that kind of stuff, and I think it'll be super cool. I don't know where she's going. I don't know where she's going. I don't know where you think you're going. Where are you going? She's going for a jog with her yogurt. Oh, she's going to sit on a bench and eat her food. How cute. Lots of townies around. Look at them. They're just looking at her like, ew. What are you doing? Right. I'm probably going to go ahead and end this part here. I really hope you enjoyed the introductory part to the new Let's Play. Let me know your thoughts in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.